Hi guys, it's that time for Sinostarcraft yet again. Basically what I'm going to try and do is take you guys through what went down in, let me think, I want to say late end of December to basically modern times with what happened across China and Taiwan in the esports scene in terms of StarCraft. So here we go, Sinostarcraft Season 2. Hang on just a second. I'm sorry, I did just get a text message. Not too terribly important, but first and foremost, I want to bring you guys back to this little point. And I don't want my webcam to disturb you. If you guys go to Team Liquid player database right now, you'll see that Sen has reclaimed his place as the 5th best foreigner worldwide. MaxZed still maintains a very strong 3rd place lead according to TeamLiquid.net, but the one thing that gives him that kind of uniqueness is that he is the best ranked Protoss outside of Korea. So, according to TLPD, this is actually the world's best Protoss, world's best foreigner Protoss. Stefano's there, basically giving way for hope for all of us, but I'm not quite sure how Sen got there. Maybe he got into the GSL. I'm not entirely sure. Like, if I click on his record, it doesn't really say. The World Championship Series Taiwan Nationals seems to be the last tournament that was actually accounted for in his wins, but I'm not sure how the Team Liquid player database actually works and accumulates people's records, wins, losses, etc. So that being said, I basically have no clue what I'm talking about when I'm citing TLPD, so you'll have to excuse me for my ignorance. However, if you guys want to go back to the Neo TV Star League for just a minute, let me see if I can find that Neo TV Star League. Hang on, TV Star League. Let me see if I can find that. You know, here in this, there we go. I think this might be it. Season 1, we want Season 2, so let's see what that is. Here we go. I do remember that Shigua finished in 2nd place. Right, yes, here we go. Shigua, of course he was beaten by MVP Lure. Very strong Protoss at that. And Dreamer TT came in 3rd place while MaxZed had to settle for 4th. Hang on just a second, I gotta deal with this. Otherwise it's just gonna keep buzzing and interrupting. Okay, so there we have it. Yeah, MaxZed coming in 4th place. I do want to cite the G League, which is actually supposed to come up in March. That would be the grand finals. I'm not entirely sure of how the format would work completely. Let's see. To be discussed. This is actually supposed to be held at the Mercedes-Benz Center in Shanghai. Unfortunately, I wanted to get in on this and cast it. I would do it on a volunteer basis simply due to the fact of the matter that the scale of it is actually quite large. Here we go. Love CD. Of course, all 6 of these guys, I believe, are qualified. The only question is just how is it going to work out? Is it going to be GSL style? I think not, maybe. It could be a long, extensive series of show matches. There's not really a lot of information about how it's going to work. So we just have to wait and see how it's going to go. But the guys at G League are kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Long story short, I think they might be larger than Neo TV, and they have a much larger fan base. They have much more contacts, much more extension, and the funding to boot that Neo TV may simply just not have. But I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely familiar with the G League. The crazy thing is I only found out about the G League when I was like halfway through the Neo TV Star League. Actually, more towards the latter end of it. And I was thinking to myself, so wait, do they need the English caster or not? I've tried sending them messages on Weibo, things like that, and they just never got back to me. Let me get some music going. You guys must be bored listening to my voice. And it's basically how that went. Let's go to the Beta Cup as well. The Beta Cup was actually, I'm not sure if there's any Team Liquid player database information on it. I never made a TLPD page, but let me see if I can find CM Storm website that it was on. What was very notable about this is we did get a foreigner to come in. Here we go. And it was Empire Beastie Cutie that made it 1st place. He took down Shigua after a grueling best of 5, and it was really neck and neck, really close. The last game was the very best, I think. And you guys could find in TeamLiquid.net Beta Cup 6 thread that there were some guys who took the replays and basically recasted them. Not a bad idea. I actually enjoyed watching the recasts myself, but I didn't watch all of them. Had a wide array of personalities, I think. And Max had unfortunately had to settle for 4th place. As you can plainly see, it's just, you know, Shigua and Max have consistently good performance. But something I want to highlight for just a moment is the performance that we had from Sen this season. Let me see if I can find it. Sen. He only won a single set. So that being said, it looks just a little bit appalling. Compared to his previous performances at other tournaments. Basically, what I can tell you is Sen had difficulty transitioning into Heart of the Swarm builds, I think. You know, I'm hoping it won't come back to affect him later on in future tournaments, because if not, I've seen pro gamers retired just because StarCraft 2 was far too different from Brood War. Sen, not one of those players, I think, but unfortunately, you know, Max did beat him 2-0, and what I saw in terms of trouble for Sen was his metagaming. He had a lot of swarm hosts. He didn't use them to the best that he could have, to the maximum efficiency that he could have. Like, for example, there was a completely undefended 4th Nexus on Daybreak LE, and this one was taken at the middle position. The middle forward position, I should say. So the Locusts were getting the Locusts could have gotten well within range of attacking them if his swarm hoster simply moved forward a bit. He's having a bit of trouble microing those, and then of course when it went from the medium late game to the late game transition, we saw Max going all Void Rays, and that basically resulted in Sen ending up not integrating the right amount of anti-air or air-to-air. And of course the Void Rays do get a buff versus armor for a brief period of time, which is like I don't know, a 30-second power-up. Anyway, he ended up trying to use Mass Corruptors to deal with the situation. It didn't work out, didn't pan out, and he integrated Hydras all but too late. So basically that's the story of how Sen got knocked out 2 games in a row, but not both games were not on Daybreak, of course. But there is one thing I want to highlight, and that is I want to say that Empire Beastie Cutie ended up entering the tournament, and this to me means more globalization for the Taiwanese scene. I enjoy this idea a lot. And maybe, just maybe, we'll see Empire Beastie Cutie get invited to other tournaments within mainland China coming up. Can't really say too much about that. I don't know for sure whether or not it will be happening, but here we go. Let's see, Beta Cup? Ah, yes, and the ASL I concluded this morning. So let's go ahead and check on that. This one started back in August of 2012, and now it is February 2013. Maru Prime came down to the final showdown between Maru Prime and Boom Boom. But before we go on with them, I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys the guys who were playing before. It was Gamania Sen versus Maru Prime. Unfortunately, Maru Prime ended up beating Sen 3-1. And then Sen went up to face Boom Boom, I think? No. Hold on, I got it all wrong. The records here are a little wrong. Let me see here. Ah, yes. Gamania Sen versus IG Silosa. He ended up beating Silosa, a very strong PvP player, to say the very least. And then, oh, he's also the Battle.net world. He's the World Championship Series first place winner for mainland China. I'm not exactly sure why he was never invited to the Neo TV Star League. Perhaps he was. I wasn't paying enough attention. But here we go. Gamania Sen versus Shi Guo. Unfortunately, Sen had to settle for 4th place. That does make him about $166 rich. Or excuse me. Let me go back and check the prize pool. Asia StarCraft League. Where are you? Round of 32. He settled for 4th place, which makes him $166 richer. Shigua did have to settle for 3rd, unfortunately. That makes him $333 richer. And our 2nd and 1st place winners, Boom Boom Prime and Maru Prime, respectively, get out with $1,000 and $1,666 in their pockets. So, of course, as you can see, it was very interesting to go over this. I don't know if there's any other information I can really divulge as of yet. That's about it in terms of the SC2 scene in Taiwan that I've been covering. These are at least the bigger name tournaments that I know of that are going on. There are some other ones to cover, and soon I'll be stretching out into Dota as well as LoL for casting. I don't want to say I've given up on StarCraft. I love StarCraft. It's my favorite esports title. It really is. But because, I mean, there's just the simple fact of the matter, and I've said this before in a TeamLiquid.net message, or excuse me, TeamLiquid.net forum post on someone's blog. The reason why I love StarCraft so much is because 95% of the game is your own performance, and the other 5% is your perception of defeat, or your opponent's perception of their own defeat. That basically makes or breaks the game. And of course you can't blame teammates unless you're in the CSL and there's that one ace match you gotta do, or excuse me, that one 2v2 match you gotta do, and your opponent just didn't have enough cannon, or your teammate just didn't have enough cannons, or enough marines, or enough of this, or too much of that. Things, you know, there's so many different X factors. But long story short, StarCraft is 95% an individual's performance, and the other 5% being his perception of defeat or his opponent's perception of defeat. So that being said, I'm not giving up on StarCraft. It's just that right now I gotta do things to take care of myself. And I want to thank you guys. I want to thank everyone who supported me, basically. And yeah, that's a wrap. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys later, hopefully. And I've got big news to announce in the future. It just depends on how things go in the near future. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Just, I guess if you want, go ahead and follow my Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/enders116. You can see it in my teamliquid.net signature. Also, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys later.